Today we are talking about the Manchester attack which happened on Monday, and we'll start with the most latest update. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack. They say one of their members carried out the attack. So with me is Vinod Janardhanan and I'm Manira. We are from Hindustan Times. Welcome to the live with us. So Vinod, what do we know about the attack so far?
Again, welcome to this live from Hindustan Times on the Manchester terror attack, which happened yesterday. Britain is still picking up the pieces, putting together the pieces of this attack that happened in Manchester yesterday. The chatter that has been picked up by intelligence agencies through apps like Telegram says that Islamic State has claimed responsibility. The attack happened at Manchester Arena, one of the biggest stadiums in the country, and where Ariana Grande, the teen pop sensation, was giving a concert. This apparently happened when the concert was getting over. It happened near the foyer of the stadium, and 22 people, many of them children, have been killed, or teenagers, because it is it was an audience of children, teenagers, and their parents that have been targeted. There are reports that say that it was a suicide bomber. There are other reports that say that the bomb was actually placed somewhere by somebody. There is one report, at least, that said that the bomb was homemade improvised explosive device, and some of the witnesses have said that there were nails, nuts and bolts in the bomb. So these are the things that we know so far. We welcome your comments and remarks and your questions for this Facebook Live. One of the things that it is interesting, Manira, is that this is the season. You know, it really takes me back to last year, when around the time of the Ramzan, the holy month of Ramzan in Islam, there is this spike in attacks that happen. It happened in Europe, and some of the attacks that we remember are of course, the Nice attack, which was a lone wolf attack, a man plowing through the Bastille Day revelers in the French city of Nice, using a truck as the weapon, actually, and scores of people killed. There was a similar attack recently in Sweden. There was another attack in Berlin. There were similar attacks in various. Some of them have been thwarted, targeting shopping malls, targeting places where there are people gathered, particularly revelers, like these concert goers. This is a conspiracy that has been hatched for some time, because the attacker seems to have chosen a place when concert goers were returning, chosen a place to have maximum.
No, that's an interesting point, because as you mentioned, the Manchester Arena is one of Europe's largest indoor auditorium, and the fact that the bomb was planted there, it means that probably the intention was to have a large number of people to be harmed by the attack. Mukul Nair is asking us, has ISIS claimed responsibility? Well, yes. It's an Associated Press update which came just 5-10 minutes ago that ISIS has claimed that one of their members did take the responsibility. So we know also, apart from 22 people dying, 60 people about 59 people have also been injured. And although the update has come just a few minutes ago, but we have a statement by Theresa May, and she already called it a terrorist attack. Although till this morning, there were some kind of there were confused reports about whether this is a lone wolf attack or whether this is a terrorist attack, and they say that if this actually is a terrorist attack, then it is one of the worst ones in London since 2005, London bombings.
The 2005 bombing was one of the largest. There were 52 casualties, plus 4 suicide bombers who attacked the London tube system. For those who do not remember, it was considered one of the biggest attacks. But the particular thing about this one is it is still considered one of the biggest attacks, the one on Monday, because one person appears to have taken so many lives. 22 people have been killed and 59 people injured. And there are reports that many people are missing, and there are also reports that unfortunately the casualty may go up. And lot of them are children. They are still trying to identify. We just got a report that some of them have been identified. A couple of them have been identified. The first one to be identified was a teenager. She was 17 or 18 years old. And as we speak, there are raids happening in various parts of Britain, particularly around Manchester area. There was a closure of a mall in Arndale Centre in Manchester. One person has been arrested from there, and the Greater Manchester Police said that it is not currently connected to the attack. Apparently there was a suspicious package that was found in this Arndale Centre, but it is not clear whether it is related. Arrests have been made. A 23-year-old suspect has been arrested, and there are raids happening right now. This is the situation right now.
So apart from the raids, I mean, is extra force being deployed somewhere? Are the intelligence agencies back into action?
Yes, the intelligence agencies of US and UK and the rest of the world, the Western world, which is actually waking up as we speak, have said that they are cooperating. Donald Trump, who is on a visit in the Middle East currently, has also said that the intelligence agencies are cooperating with each other in this, and they will probably try to get to the bottom of this. The event has happened. Right now, what is more important is to find out who are the accomplices. Was this somebody who has come to Britain from outside, or was it a homegrown sort of an extremist or a group of extremists behind this? As we know, the fight against Islamic State is going on in various countries, particularly in Syria and Iraq.
Exactly.
In these two places, they are losing territory, but they have successfully managed to radicalize a lot of people directly inside Syria and Iraq, as well as through online radicalization. So it doesn't have to be that you will be radicalized when you are on battlefield. There are a lot of online radicalization that is happening. So a lot of homegrown radicalization may have happened. Some of these attacks, some of those who are behind this attack may not even have gone to the battlefield, but probably they were radicalized online. We do not know. There is this comment from Mr. Patnaik that now when we see the strength of ISIS has come down after USA-led Iraqi soldiers in action at ISIS, how still they are so active. The seeds of the terrorist ideology of Islamic State has been sown in various parts of Europe. People who are disaffected, people who are feeling alienated in various parts of the world, particularly young Muslim men and women, they find a recluse in these ideologies, and they get radicalized by a combination of a strange combination of radical preachers and, of course, the kind of content that is coming online, the videos and the audio, the messages that are coming through apps like Twitter, Facebook. So I mean, it's not even if Islamic State is defeated in, let us say, Mosul, in Iraq, Raqqa, or the rest of Syria, we cannot completely say that this threat is over. I mean, actually...
but do you think now that they have taken the responsibility, it's too soon to say right now, but the US and UK, they will escalate their action against them in other countries in the Middle East and everywhere?
The idea of creating a bigger coalition, a more coherent coalition to fight not just Islamic State but radicalism, terrorism, is something that is on the agenda of Donald Trump's visit to the Middle East. He just finished a visit to Saudi Arabia, where he met various leaders of the Arab world, and new sort of cooperation mechanism for cooperation has been initiated. First of all, to cut the funding of the terrorists and to help cut the flow of arms to these terrorists. So yes, there is an element of cooperation there, but I do not know whether all the countries in the Arab world and the Middle East are on one page when it comes to identifying who is a terrorist, who is not.
On that note, only we have a comment from Shahid saying, why don't you people organize a debate when Muslims are being killed in Syria and Iraq. Why such double standards? Well, we do organize debates, we do talk about it a lot, but if you have anything...
Yeah, I do partly agree with the fact that at the end of the day, while on the one hand you have the vicious circle of the terrorism that is perpetrated by Islamic State, there is also, in the case of Syria, the kind of attacks that are happening on the civilians in the form of a gas attack recently, right, and a lot of bombing that is happening by the coalition governments. I do agree that there is a sense of innocent civilians being caught up in the middle of this conflict. Some of them get radicalized and some of them take law into their hands. Some of them go into these places to carry out attacks, thinking that they are carrying out a mission. But personally, while I feel that their sorrow is genuine, I do not agree that taking it out on again innocent civilians in countries like Britain or France is the way to go. Is Islamic State really a creation of Israel? Please answer about it. Muslims always blame Israel and Jews. Kiran Kumar, your comment is beyond my remit. I just really don't know. There are conspiracy theories about it, but I'm not going to advocate one of those conspiracy theories that Islamic State was created.
Coming back to the Manchester attack, for people who are joining us right now, let me just update you that the latest update about the attack that happened in Manchester on Monday is that ISIS has claimed responsibility. They say that one of their members carried out the attack. What happens now still remains to be seen. As Vinod told us some time ago, that a lot of people are still missing, especially teenagers. You have videos doing rounds on social media of mothers showing the pictures of the children, saying that they haven't seen them after the attack, they're not back yet. Immediately after the attack, there was a hashtag which started doing the rounds on Twitter called #RoomForManchester, where people opened up their houses and they gave out their sofas and floors and beds for people who were looking for shelter. But the fact remains that still a lot of people are missing, and the number of casualties actually may rise. Yeah. So, Vinod, do you have anything else to add to this?
I just want to also mention the fact that the attack happened when Britain was in the middle of an election campaign. The election was necessitated by the aftermath of a referendum by British people to leave the European Union. So, however, there were discussions happening in Parliament, and the process of leaving the European Union for Britain was being dragged on. So probably Theresa May government thought it better to dissolve the parliament and go into election. So Britain right now is in election mode, and the campaign was actually picking up because the election date is June 8th. So the whole the attack has actually led to all the parties suspending their campaign, but the attack and the larger issue of terrorism, homegrown extremism, if it is by a British man, we don't know yet, is going to feed into the frenzy of the kind of politics that is happening, the kind of populist politics that is against immigrants, that is against the refugees coming from Arab world and other war-ravaged countries, and of course some people from Africa, people from Middle East. These people are trying to enter into Europe, including Britain, because they are fleeing poverty, they are fleeing war and conflicts. But the local politics of Britain is such that they want to sort of make the country insular, and that sort of feeds into the political ideologies of some of the parties, particularly the Conservatives, of whom the current Prime Minister happens to be the chief. So I think that this is also going to feed into the electoral process.
So you're right. The attack might actually make the anti-immigration voices a little bit louder.
Yeah, and or they may even it may even help them at the hustings in the elections. Yeah, that's what I feel.
That's right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring the context in which this is happening.
That's for sure. That was helpful. Yeah. That's all we have right now. We'll keep following this news, and we'll be back when we get another update.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks for joining us.